Flubber, what happened to you? Oh my gosh, you've shrunk. I can't believe this. So I guess Flubber had an accident beneath this bridge, is what it appeared. I think there is a little bit of drowning or maybe fire damage over here. That makes more sense. Regardless, I've been doing a little bit of work here, off-camera work. I'll show you what that entailed in a second. But Flubber is now tiny, so it's a way of the world, I guess. And it's a little bit less crazy now that he can't really attack us. Like, he deals no damage as opposed to before. But yeah, in the meantime, let's just hope he stays away from some dangerous areas like berry bushes or open flames, and he should be okay. But yeah, like I said, we did some off-camera work. A lot of that involved, just rounds at the farms. Take a look at that, by the way. It's been a while since we've showed that off. And if we go up here to our moss generator, we don't really show this off in the back. It is, in fact, working. I'm starting to store pale moss here, and there's a feature where we are gathering excess blocks here. We still have yet to do this interior, but yeah, we could take this pale moss and then store it. Now, on top of us, kind of fixing up the farms, one other thing I did was terraform. I think that's the main thing that we worked on. So as you can see, we have some new trees here, and we'll just kind of do a walk around this bit. Everything here should look different. We have some grass in that should only be one high. More trees kind of extended out from this forest here surrounding our bee field. I think all of our bees left, by the way. Hold up, I think they're all gone. Yeah, because we expanded all the flowers up here. Regardless, we'll figure that out later. That's another problem for another day. But as you can see, we expanded the forest out, all the flowers. My goodness, this firefly bush here. Okay, I completely lost my train of thought, but these firefly bushes are incredible. I spread them out everywhere. We hid some lighting. I even figured we'd add a few cherry trees here, kind of in this area between the wool farm and our XP area. And yeah, it looks absolutely magical here. Lots of moss has been spread out, so it's a lot more green in this area. Our cats are still hanging out, but if you would have walked out here a few episodes ago, it would have looked nothing like this. So yeah, as you can see, we could walk in here, a few more firefly bushes. I think we need to decorate the corners in here. If people have ideas, let me know. But yeah, this area, it just looks like a brand new world up here. And then on top of these retaining walls here, let's take a look. We added acacia trees. Again, kind of signifying that this is like exiting our area. We have a few firefly bushes down still. I think that's going to be everywhere in this world from here on out. Might add something up here in the future beneath the gunpowder farm. That's why I have this branching out this way. We'll see if I follow through with it. If not, we'll kind of repath the area. But yeah, this is what it's looking like here. We did a lot of work. And on top of that, if we look down here, we also spread out the trees, the vines, and more stuff. More stuff. It's just looking gorgeous here. So that is what we've been up to. Again, brand new area here. It looks insane. And so the plan was to do it in last episode, but I was kind of built out. And we ended up doing, obviously, that exploration session where we found the firefly bushes, and then we also found some brand new leaf types, or what is it, flower types, which is these wildflowers and whatchamacallit, the dead leaves, which I tried to sprinkle in this area specifically. I wasn't feeling the dead leaves too much. And if you hear chewing in the background, that's my dog. I gave him a bone so he'd be all set to go while I record here. Now, as we admire this terraforming job here, I want to talk about what we want to accomplish in today's episode. So, I think the past like 4-ish episodes, we've been working in this area. Honestly, almost the past 10, because we worked on this too. Like, we've been heavily developing this area. It looks incredible. I want to take a step back from this area today and kind of focus on what we're accomplishing timeline wise in this game. So obviously we have full netherite gear. We have ourselves an elytra. We have access to enchants. All the enchants in the game almost right here, minus like the trident and all the specialized stuff that we need to adventure for. And we do have access to the mines to mine up our own tools and whatnot. And what we need a lot of, however, to access these enchants is obviously books. That's one of them, but emeralds is another big thing. And I'm trying to stray away from doing the zombie curing method and kind of having a villager curing set up to, what is it? Quote unquote, not break the game, but you guys get what I'm saying. It's almost too easy. So instead, I think what I want to focus on is getting a bunch of emeralds the good old fashioned way by setting up some farms and trading for emeralds. And in our last live stream, or last episode, whatever you want to call it, we found ourselves trading with Tom down here, who buys melons for a very good price. Like, I think Tom is, what was it? Yeah, 1 melon per emerald here. But normal farmers would buy it for 3 or 4, I want to say. And also, if we sold wheat or carrots, that would result in more emeralds. So I think specifically due to that melon trade, and also, other villagers could trade for pumpkins. It's not too hard to find a farmer villager with that trade type. I'm thinking we could automate this beautiful farm here. Yes, me too. Me too, buddy. Master Oogway. My goodness, the party animal has returned to another episode here. What I'm thinking is that Mr. Tom here can give us all of his emeralds in his pocket, and we can make an automated pumpkin and melon farm here. It's something you guys have probably seen before. It's going to involve lots of observers and dust, and then obviously a hopper minecart array. Now, as far as where I want to place this, if we take a look in the sky, we've built a lot of stuff on the surface here. Yeah, beautiful area. This hill is, goodness gracious, it looks just fantastic being all decorated now. Almost fell right there. Out here is kind of outside of this again, I wanted this to kind of be on the outskirts of the enchanted forest here. Our wood cutting area. That's going to be too small of an area for a pumpkin and melon farm. And lots of you seem to be interested in kind of expanding tunnels underneath our hill here. So I thought it would be fun to create an area called Tom's Tunnels, where Tom is just going to stay here. But behind here, specifically, I was thinking we could have like a secret entrance to all these automated farms that we could, build up quite a nest egg of farmables to then trade to villagers. And so we're going to start with pumpkins and melons here. And I have some plans to make that cool. I don't know how we're going to carry out said plans, but they're written down on my notepad here, so we'll see if we can make it happen here. But I was thinking of having some sort of secret tunnel here. We'll start with the pumpkin and melon farm, maybe try to get a pattern down for how we want it to be decorated in said tunnels. And then over the next few episodes, or maybe over the span of a few episodes, I'm not sure if we're going to do them consecutively, we're going to start adding in more farms here and expanding the Emerald Empire to where we could get a pretty steady supply of enchanted books in the future. And then from there, we could start trying to craft backup sets of armor and all that sorts of stuff that I've been alluding to in previous episodes here. And just, isn't this gorgeous? My goodness, hold up. Yeah, that is, beautiful, right? So without further ado, I do want to get started on this. I think we will need to figure out how to get a secret door going here. So we'll work through that. Maybe it's as easy as, since it's nighttime, this might be easy. You stay asleep. We could get a berry bush and put it underneath here, right? So berry bush down there. what is it? Throw a sign on top and then a painting, and then it should be good. So if we work quickly, we could probably get this done before he wakes up. And we could, yeah, we could just walk through here. He's not going to do it. It looks a little ugly. So tell you what, we're going to get rid of this here. We're going to move it back by 1. Okay, so this should work now. If he goes back here, he won't pathfind past that block anyway. So we should be set. Gorgeous. Nobody will know a thing. Nobody will know that behind here is going to be an endless tunnel of profit. And I don't even think we need to line it up evenly with this. So what we could go ahead and do is maybe make it 4 wide and 4 tall. And maybe we could work on decorating what this looks like on the other end here. But for now, this should be good. And we should bring back our favorite word ever. Diggy Diggy Fun Time is coming back here. I want to just dig that way. Straight. That's it. Not down, because if we go down, we're going to be going into caves, I'm pretty sure. Because we literally have a mine right there into caves. So I think we're just going to have to dig straight. Hopefully we don't run into any caves. And if we do, it's not obstructing anything we've already worked on. So yeah, we're going to do some digging here. And obviously have fun, because it's Diggy Diggy Fun Time. And for all of you guys who are going to call me out, there you go. Barrel is fed. Okay, we might have had too much fun during our time here. We went ahead and dug out this entire pathway, and I started on a color palette here. So, by the way, new painting, same Tom. When we walk in, I made it too wide here, added a different color of carpets, and played around with blocks. I tried to do something different, and I ended up using these blocks, which is kind of like I feel like it's a consistent theme in this world, and I was trying to branch out, but that color palette looks so good. Basically our home color palette. We also used it on this level here. I'm pretty sure we used it a little bit over here, but there's just something about the bricks with the light blue terracotta I'm just a fan of. But yeah, take a look in here. I really love the grass feature as well. It really just kind of ties this all together. And this is where we're going to be placing our auto farm. And we can kind of walk through that step by step, or maybe give a small sample size of what we're doing here and then kind of complete the farm, because I'm sure many of you have seen it before. But yeah, to complete decorations for this tunnel here, I'm going to have to stock up on a lot more bricks. We're also going to need to get some more mud bricks as well. So that's something we'll get over time. But I guess in here, we should worry about getting started on this farm. Now, if we scooch our caboose up here, we need to gather a few different types of resources while this beautiful music is playing in the background. We need to get ourselves redstone components. We need observers, which we have plenty of. We will also need, I believe, regular pistons. We will need hoppers, and then obviously a hopper minecart here. And then redstone dust. Take this. And obviously we'll need a lot more of this stuff, but we could kind of explain the redstone just utilizing these blocks. So if we head down, essentially we're going to be creating a 9x9 grid of farmland that we're going to be staggering out. So let's do a little area of blocks here to kind of explain this. So up here will be farmland, and we will be tilling land like so. So here we go. Here's tilled land, and then in the middle here we're going to waterlog stairs. Let's see if we have stairs here, so I can kind of explain this. Boom, and we also have water. So up here we're going to be able to waterlog stairs, so then we can till land without having issues. And in these places, this is where we're going to be planting melons. And then on top of where the grass is planted here, we're going to place an observer facing in. Sorry. Oops. there will be a block on top of here, or on all these, followed by servers. And then you remove these blocks here. We till and plant, and whenever there is a state change, the observers up here will then trigger other blocks, which will be pistons in reverse like this, and redstone dust will be on top of all these. Whenever there is a block state change, boom, that will pop off a melon here. And I'll show you this here. We'll take a melon. It's going to turn it into a melon slice here, but that's okay. Place this melon underneath said piston, and then we will do a state change there. That happens, and then there will be a hopper minecart beneath here, which we've done with a lot of other farms already, and that will scoop it up and then take it over here. Now, if we have time today, what I was thinking is we could also add an auto crafter to kind of make this a little bit more fun, because we haven't really utilized the crafter block a whole lot here. But I was hoping to mirror the redstone that we have here in our kelp farm, where basically this gets sifted into a crafter, and then there is a long redstone wire that's kind of hidden down here. So we might need to have this opened up just to be able to take a look. But essentially, this will kind of help guide us with creating an auto crafter for the melon pieces, which will also involve some item filtration. So that's something we'll get to in a bit here, and I actually would probably fix this up. It's also great to still see this working, and I'm actually going to take out some of these and feed it into our super smelter. Here we go. How are we doing, by the way? Wow. And these are already fed quite a bit, so this is pretty awesome to see this amount increase here. But yeah, I think that's enough for an update. We're going to have to gather some redstone and things and place in this farm here, and once it's all done, I will share the progress. Oops. Okay, we are almost done with the farm here. So I have just bone mealed up all of the pumpkins and melons down here. It's 20 seeds each, so a total of 40 in this little square here. And what I want to do now is add the finishing touches of just blipping. I guess that's a new word I just made up. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Blipping some redstone down here. Actually, I think I could just cover the whole thing, right? I think that's what I'm supposed to do. But yeah, after this is done, the farm is complete, believe it or not. I want to cover up the inside here with some maybe glowing pumpkins. I think would be a good light source in here around the edge, because we want to wall off the edges to eliminate waste. Like, yes, this, for instance, this is the perfect example of waste. So I'm thinking glowing pumpkins around the edge on this level here, and then just stone brick all around the rest. Yeah, and take a look at that, right? So something grows, it gets scooped up and taken down to the hoppers here. Pretty awesome stuff, right? So yeah, anyways, first and foremost, I'm going to start laying these down here because I'm going to shear them and make them jack-o'-lanterns eventually. But we need to get some more redstone and finish this thing up, so give me one more moment here. And by the way, if we look at our, not our redstone here, the iron reserves, they're low. We're going to have to mine another mega iron vein, which we shouldn't have an issue finding that down below in the mines. We found a zillion of them, I feel like. I just wanted to point that out, that we'll have to do that. I'm trying to go this whole series without making an iron farm. We'll see if that holds up. But for now, yeah, there's a possibility we make one. We'll see. If you guys could think of a challenge for us to do that would allow us to earn, earn building an iron farm, let me know. Maybe we can make this a little fun or something. Okay, I think this should be enough jack-o'-lanterns here. So again, we'll just wall everything off from here. Since we have so much stone brick, we're just running this around the edge, and it looks like this farm is starting to pop off. Let's take a look down here. We will just kind of throw this up top for now. Yeah, check out this. The profits are starting to roll in. And yeah, our hopper minecart is going away there. I guess what we need to work on next here is, I don't know, like chests or something. This is the tough part that we're going to have to think through, is I want the items to separate here. So right now we have an item collection system, but we need a filtration system, which might be difficult. And I'm unsure if we have we built an item sorter in this world? Hold up, we need to check that out. Item sorter, I could only think of us building one in here. Let's take a look, but I'm almost certain we haven't. These are item elevators here. There's no sorter here. It's just a random crafter. Wait, no, we have built an item sorter before. Hold up, we're gonna do a throwback. Follow me, people, because Impala needs to grab some screenshots. So if we make our way down our tunnel here, by the way, we have not touched the Nether Hub tunnel in a while. I'm definitely going to add that to my to-do list here in a bit. But if we take this down to our old XP farm, right here, turn on in. We built an XP, or sorry, yeah, this is our old source of XP. But back here, we installed some item sorters. And I remembered which blocks to break here. Essentially, this is the redstone for said item sorters. So you have a top row of hoppers here, and then beneath that you have hoppers feeding into a comparator with 41 of the block you want, and then filler blocks. So it looks like we used oak planks here, and we wanted to sort in the rotten flesh. Then everything else kind of, it looks like it backed up here, unfortunately. By the way, 29 iron. We're short on iron, and we had 29 there. Is there more iron here? Oh my gosh, yeah, 39 iron from this. We will take that. Thank you, past Impala. But yeah, again, you have a hopper that feeds into the comparator that lets off a signal of 3. And then you have a repeater going into another block with a torch on it that releases this flesh. So whenever there's one extra that pops up, it unlocks this hopper here because, what is it? We need rotten flesh, right? We'll show off how this works here. Where are you, rotten flesh? We will take 64 of you, and we will place 23 here. So it unlocks this redstone torch until it doesn't. And then once it goes down to 41, flips back on. So pretty cool stuff, redstone science. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And I forgot to grab a screenshot. But yeah, anyways, we're going to get to work here in a second. Just give me a few minutes to get my stuff together, and I'll show you what redstone magic we perform. The great Houdini has worked his magic. Or me, Impala. Yeah, let's first off admire that we kind of built this out a little bit more here. Because I'm kind of running into some spacing issues here and had to think through exactly what we're going to do. But I redstoned. Take a look at this. We have a mini item filtration system here where melons go straight down and then pumpkins head on into here. So look at how many we've already accumulated here. We've barely put any time into this. And we've also traded away some melons here. So this is all auto crafting here. Again, we took what we learned or relearned, from our kelp farm. So yeah, that's what we have for redstone here. We're starting to get close to dripstone. Just probably going to go into the cave where our minecarts are at. So we need to stay close to this Y level. I don't want to go down any further and interfere with that. So what I'm thinking next is we need to find a way to take this line here with melons and this line here with pumpkins and take it up to 2 separate chests to kind of separate them out. And over here is going to be too crowded. I think what we could do is place some glass here, add in stairs on the bottom side of here, and kind of have like a little porthole looking through, like a hobbit hole type deal. And yeah, I think that would be a cool little design. What I'm thinking is we can take an item elevator, similar to what we use at our kelp farmers. I'll show that off again and also take screenshots. And basically, we'll take these lines around, throw them into, water streams, put a water elevator there, and then a collection system to where on this side here we could have melons or pumpkins, and then whichever one we don't put here, we'll throw here. So that's my thought process, and maybe even layer these because I think this is going to add up quickly. So we might actually need 3 double chests on both ends here, and then something in the middle. I don't know, smiley face, or I don't know. Use your imagination. Something will be in the middle there. But that's that. That's the last part to this process here, and we kind of set the standard for what's to come with future farms going this way. And maybe we could also try to, you know, go left and right once we get far back enough, because this is a pretty substantial hill, which I don't really think we have a whole lot, constraining us from, really branching out in these areas here, because, I mean, maybe this year? I don't know, because this goes down a little bit, right? I don't know. We'll see. We'll have fun. It's going to be chaotic. I want it to be chaotic and fun, because literally, I just want there to be a shock value if somebody walks through here, which I know all of you guys will know this by watching this video, but, you know, I think it's just, it's cool, and it adds to the effect here of having this crazy tunnel behind what was once our starter shelter and now that Tom lives in. But yeah, before I get more distracted here, I totally forgot to, by the way, we made a bunch more mud. We made, we traded for bricks over in our village from our mason, and that was all emeralds earned from trading with Tom, the melons that we're producing now, which is pretty awesome. So Tom alone is giving us a ton of profit here already. Yeah, in case you guys forgot, we were just here a few minutes ago, but we have these little observer item elevators here. I'm going to try not to break it. Essentially, there's a comparator that comes in from right here. There's a dispenser, but this comparator draws power. Underneath here, there's a piston that'll then push up this observer, which is facing the opposite direction here, which then powers this redstone block to activate this dispenser. So essentially, once there's a block in here, we'll throw this. That's what happens. We'll throw in a few more. I don't want to clog up our space here because all that's going into here. Oh, lordy, we're not feeding enough bamboo into here. That's a problem. Oh, you know what's going on? The minecarts are probably stuck again. But in the meantime, take stone in there. Everything shoots up, and then it'll go into a hopper chain, so on and so forth. So that's what we're going to do over at our base. And I'm here for screenshots again. Completely educational here. And this has happened so much, I quite literally have my own path. Wait, how are these on the same path? He's glitched. Yeah, there's a ton of bamboo waiting in here. Okay, this is something where we're going to have to check in on more often. There we go. Look at that. These are all working. So in theory, this is what it's going to sound like in Tom's tunnels. It's going to be very annoying. It'll be fun. That's what we're here for. But you've heard enough from me. I'm going to go ahead and get some dispensers here. We just need a couple of them. We need some, item elevator items. All right, so this might be the last time. Oh, wow, that was lucky. The last time that we ever have to manually harvest melons because the farm is finished. Let's take a look here. Tom is fast asleep. Tom, you're about to make us rich, buddy. If we look in here, this all looks the same. However, down here, this is fully working now, and I will show you what I mean. So what we could do is kind of throw melons everywhere in here. There we go, and we'll also throw this pumpkin. Boom, there we go. So Hopper's going to pick that up, and now, if we head down here, you can see the crafter is working, and we installed the item elevators that we showed off just a second ago here. So take a look at this. This is where the pumpkins are going up, and over here is where the melons are going in. So once it feeds into the dispenser, this goes up, it shoots out into a water stream here with some ice on the bottom. So I think if we pull this back here, this is the pathway for the pumpkins, and below here, right here is, where the melons go through. So anyways, we're done. We're done. It's 100% ugly, but it's also 100% done. We never need to look at it again unless it breaks. So we're going to go ahead and seal this up here. So we need a couple brick stairs, which I have seemed to misplace. There they are. So we will plug these in on the side here. We need another piece of grass. There we go. And last but not least, we need some glass too. So let's head on up. Glass and grass. And just one more thing I forgot to mention here. Let's place down this glass so we can say this is completed. Beautiful. Now over here is the item collection area where we have pumpkins on this side and melons on this side. How beautiful. We actually need some more grass here. Boom, there we go. And I want a couple of item frames too. Dang, we just keep leaving stuff upstairs. But yes, let's show off how easy this is going to be now. So first and foremost, we'll place down item frames here just to show us which blocks go where. So pumpkins on this side, melons on this side. Gorgeous. Completely done. So now we can take all the melons in the world and head on over to Tom. Oops. And place one next to his bed because why not? We're rich with melons now. That's a guaranteed 12 emeralds. Oh, yeah, you like them, don't you? Oh, you're selling cake too. How awesome. Yeah, and in turn, we can then purchase golden carrots if we want, or we could save these emeralds for books upstairs. Now, eventually, Tom's not going to be enough to trade with, and we can take all these pumpkins here and go over to Genesis Village, where we will have to trade at a higher rate or a less favorable rate for us, but it will still be pretty good. This guy, 6 pumpkins for an emerald is not as good as 1 melon for 1 emerald. But yeah, take a look at this. 4 for 1 is the usual price here. And here you are. You also like melons too. We might need to increase the melon to pumpkin ratio here, or we could just breed up new villagers, which is our other option. Breed up new villagers, keep them very conveniently stored in the hillside here where we could trade more pumpkins to them, if you guys are catching my drift. So that's kind of where I want to head as far as direction goes. But this was pretty cool to get set up here. Tom, your place, you're the guardian of this place. You can't let anyone in here. This is merely a facade. Now, goodness gracious, we have absolutely made a mess here in Tom's place. Take a look at this. This is just, everything is down here right now. We'll have to clean up the chest monster that has formed here. But other than that, we might even want to better decorate down here or something. I don't know. Maybe that's something we could work on, have a little bit of fun, and share in the next episode. Because we have been hard at work building this dang place down here. I plan on expanding this in the coming episodes. Maybe some other tradable blocks that we could farm and turn around and sell to villagers here. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I think this looks absolutely awesome, and I had a lot of fun doing this. It's always fun to pull out some redstone every now and then. Now, since we've reached the end of the episode, we're going to head on over to the Enchanted Forest and address or respond to one of your beautiful comments. But before we address one of your beautiful comments down there in the forest, I want to give a shout out to AOI Usagi. I don't know how to pronounce Oi Usagi. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm so sorry, but thank you so much for becoming a channel member. I ran out of oak logs. So to add to the Tree of Chaos, you get a spruce log here. Congratulations. And yeah, we are well above the clouds here. This is insane to really see come to fruition. Oh my goodness. So today's comment is coming from Iza Jackastam 9558. And they say, I finally caught up on all the videos. I used to think Minecraft was a silly little game for kids, but you totally changed my mind. Thank you for introducing me to this world full of creativity and adventures. You explain everything in a very accessible way, and it makes me want to play the game myself for the first time. Greetings from Poland and waiting for more amazing episodes. Well, thank you so very much for that comment. I find it super interesting too, because whenever I tell people I do this, their exact response is like, well, it's a kid's game, right? And yes, absolutely. I think it was designed for kids, but I used to be a kid that played this game and now I grew up. But I still find myself coming back to it and playing it. And so I know there's a lot of other people in the same boat, and I think gaming kind of has a stigma for it. And yeah, of course it is, it's a hobby of people, but so is sports. Sports was a kid game and now it's monetized into $1 billion industry. So anyways, I just thought that was an interesting comment here and sparks a little bit of thought and conversation. But regardless, I really do appreciate the support and thanks so much for tuning in. Also, shout out to Poland. You had to throw one in at the end there. Shout out to Poland. Heck yeah. I'm kind of just derping around with pathways here because eventually I'm going to want to make something out of this a little bit more permanent, because we have kind of been neglecting, shaping the pathways in the past few episodes here. So it's something we're going to have to do. But you guys aren't going to see that. You've seen enough. Get the heck out of here. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike and tell me why. Regardless, it helps out the channel. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you all in another episode. Take care for now.